Hey guys, this is Disney Cars Toy Club here, and today I've got an awesome playset to show you. This is going to be the Batman Returns Play-Doh Playskool kit, and it's an older set, but a very, very cool one. Looking at the back here, you can see that it has a Batmobile inside. It's got 4 different molds of characters. It looks like Batman, Catwoman, Penguin, and I think that's Commissioner James Gordon. So very cool stuff here, and there's an extruder. I can't wait to dig inside and put this together and see what we can make. So let's get started. And here's everything out of the box. You can see it comes with its very own Play-Doh play mat. And this is going to be Gotham City's building, so this is really neat. And then here are your 4 molds. Batman, the Penguin, Commissioner James Gordon, and Catwoman. And the cool thing about this is that if you take the time, it's got a lot of detail on it. So I'm going to test that out and see how cool I can make these. But here are the Batmobile wheels. And of course your Batmobile. Man, I'm gonna have to test that out too. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Here's one of the extruder pieces that we'll use on here. Gives you your own Play-Doh cutting knife and a wooden roller. They don't make these anymore. And if you notice, look how old that logo is on here. It even says Playskool. So it's got the little boy with the blue hat on, compared to the newer style logo. And before we get started, I am going to check the Play-Doh to make sure they're going to be even usable or not, because we'll have to get our own. And it doesn't really look too white. That's like tan looking now, as you can tell from the lid color. And it is hard as a brick. So you're not going to want to use any of that Play-Doh. Let's see about our blue. And it's almost black. Alright, so 2 out of 3 are useless. And the big can of black Play-Doh, which is the one we need mostly, is like red. It looks red. Alright, so none of that Play-Doh is going to be used. So we're gonna slide that on back to the back and forget it ever existed. Now before we get started, I do have these characters out here for a reason. One, we've got our Batman action figure here. I just wanted to have him out, so we'll have something to compare our Play-Doh Batman to. And we also have Lightning McQueen, and I figured we'd try to see if we can't decorate him like a superhero too, since we're gonna have all the stuff to make it. And Elsa as well. So we're gonna see if we can't make them all into superheroes. Now Superman, he is just here because I like Superman. So I brought him along and put him in the video. I figured we might as well have 2 superheroes. The 2 Cape Crusaders over here that can duke it out. And some of you may like Superman better, some of you like Batman better. Let me know which one. Maybe we can do some more Superman stuff if y'all like him better than Batman. Alright, so I'm going to start off with Catwoman first. And like I said earlier, these molds have a lot of detail in them. But I think what I'm going to do is build the detail into them afterwards. Seems like it might be easier, unless you want to get a toothpick out and try to get in those cracks and crevices. So let's just make us a solid black Catwoman, and then we'll decorate her. All right, so all we're doing now is pressing out the excess Play-Doh so we can peel Catwoman out with ease. There we go. Still might have a hard time getting all of it out, but we do have this Play-Doh knife we can use to outline it. There we go. That's kind of hard to see right now, but I'm gonna peel the rest of her out and then we'll decorate her, so you'll be able to see her a lot better once I get some decorations on her. All right, so now we've got Catwoman here, and I'm gonna try to put as much detail as I can because it's gonna be incredibly hard to do so since she is so small. But I'm gonna try my best. Use some of my Play-Doh knife. And it's just gonna have to be a teeny bit of Play-Doh to go where her eyes are. Alright, so there's Catwoman's skin. Let's put some lips on her. Catwoman has some lips now. Now we need is to give her some eyes. And this is a very hard Catwoman to make because of how small it is. Actually, I think what we're gonna do is we won't use the white. We're just going to use some blue to make her eyeball. That's just too large. I need like a speck of blue. There we go. There's Catwoman in her eyes. She still looks a little silly, but it's hard to decorate her with her not looking silly because she's so small. But let's go ahead and decorate her arms. And you can decorate these however you want. You can do different colors, whatever. But I'm going to use some white. There's some of Catwoman coming together. Catwoman's boots now. So there's Catwoman, she's coming together. Might do one more piece across the top up here. There's our Catwoman. That's the best we could do because she's so small. You can see the size of my finger and how teeny weeny she is. To do detail on her face is tough. Alright, next up, let's do Commissioner James Gordon. He's going to be a little bit brighter color like Batman. He's going to have blue on him. So I think he'll turn out better in terms of being able to see how he looks. So let's slap some Play-Doh in here. Because Gordon has a blue suit. Now the newer Gordon doesn't look the same. You know, the older Gordon in this series had gray hair. In the newer Batman movies, he does not. Alright, so pressing our mold together now, get all the excess Play-Doh out. Alright, so Gordon, head kind of made its way down into his suit. So I should have used a little bit less Play-Doh on Commissioner Gordon. But he does look better than Catwoman. So that's the plus side. So tuck in the rest of the Play-Doh behind him. And then now, all we got to do is try to give Gordon some detail. For instance, he has white hair. Stay together, Gordon. Stay together. It's not over yet. Alright, and then we'll put some stuff on Gordon's jacket. Put some small stripes on his jacket. There we go. And I say we give Gordon a black tie instead of his blue tie. There's Gordon's black tie. He's looking better already. And Gordon actually has some black glasses. I'll try to put those on him, but they're very, very, very small. so there's our glasses on him. It's the best I could do for the small amount of Play-Doh used. And he does have a white mustache too to go along with his hair. So let's give Commissioner Gordon some white hair on his mustache. Man, the Play-Doh amount you use to make the detail is incredibly hard to do. I recommend using a toothpick or anything but trying to do this with your hands because it is hard. Alright, so there is our Commissioner Gordon. He's not perfect by no means, but he does look better than Catwoman, I think. He stands out more. So let's get on to our last two characters. We got the Penguin and Batman. And here is the Penguin. So we're gonna test the Penguin out. Now, the Penguin has sort of a white face. So what I'm gonna do is, since his shirt and everything's white up top, I'm gonna do half of them white and half of them black, the best I can inside the mold itself. So, you know, I have to change his hat. Well, we'll try to do his hat separately. It's just gonna blend all together though, and that's the tough part, is when it starts blending, then it doesn't look as cool. All right, so there's his hat. And his black hair on the sides. We're just gonna have to really hope that he turns out okay with all this mixing and matching of colors. Hopefully it doesn't blend in too bad and make him look rough. But we're gonna roll with it and put his white shirt in. There we go. And he's got some black sleeves and the Penguin's hands are black. So we should be good making the remainder parts of him all black. A little bit more black, and then we'll be ready to pull out Mr. Penguin and see how he turned out. All right, and there's all the Play-Doh off of him. So let's test it out and see if he turned out okay. And not so bad, actually. Turned out pretty good. I thought he was gonna blend in too much, but he's good to go. I might make some white stripes for his pants because the Penguin does have some white stripes, but overall, he does look pretty cool. I think you could do like some little buttons on them. Let me do that first. I'll do that right now. And there's our buttons. Like I said earlier though, you can put a lot of detail into these, but it's extremely hard to do so. It would take all day to do what they've done on the front of the box. So we've got that on him now. Let's decorate his hat. Give Mr. Penguin a stripe on his hat. There we go. And let's do, not sure if I want to do his pants or not. I could make some white stripes. I guess I'll throw some white stripes on his pants next. There we go. Mr. Penguin has 2 white stripes on his pants. And I'm going to give him some little blue eyes though. That way he at least has a face. I don't want him looking like a ghost. Gosh, that is, I mean, you just got to make them so small. There we go, Mr. Penguin has some blue eyes. He's a little bit harder to decorate. I might actually give him some blue ruffles on the front side. So here's our ruffles on them. I'm gonna do the rest with the Play-Doh knife. There we go. All right, so there's our penguin. And our last mold is gonna be Batman. So as you can see, he comes with a Batarang, but I'm gonna wait to do all the add-ons after I build the characters. So, Batman, for this older version, he is not all black. He has blue with a black cape and a black mask and black boots. So I'm gonna replicate that instead of doing the newer Batman that is all black. So main thing is his chest and his arms need to be blue. Not his face. And it is incredibly hard to do this without getting Play-Doh on his face. We got the blue on them now, and now all we got to do is mix in the black without crushing the penguin. There we go. Now a little bit more blue for his legs and then his boots. So Batman, I think, will be a lot easier than some of these other ones. Or at least that's what I'm assuming. We're gonna find out here in a second when I start trying to peel him out and if he's all jumbled up. There we go, and some black boots, pretty easy enough. And Batman actually has this black cape that goes around the outside, so I'm just gonna cover up everything now with some black Play-Doh, because it'll, on the front side, he'll come out right. He'll have blue on the front, and then black cape on the back. So there is our Batman ready for action. I'm gonna attempt to use this Play-Doh to make his face this time. I'm not sure if that's gonna work right or not, but we're gonna try it at least. It might turn out kind of funky. There we go, and our last bit of black for his mask, and we're pretty much done. All right, so let's test it out. And here comes Batman. I can get him out without him falling apart. And Batman turned out really good. I gotta put a little bit of blue right there on his neck, but not much. Overall, he turned out a lot better than I thought. There we go. Let's get rid of some of that facial color. And that looks better already. All right, so there is Batman. Now all we need is his logo. So we need to do the Batman logo, and then we are good to go. All right, so we're gonna use this Play-Doh extruder for the first time, and I'm gonna use it to make his belt and see how it'll turn out. All right, so now all we need is to cut it up, see if we can't turn it into a belt. And I kind of just want to piece it together. All right, and here goes his belt. I think his belt's gonna work out pretty good. There we go. Now, all I need is his logo. And we've got a slot right here in this extruder that gives you a Batman logo. So let's get this Play-Doh out first. So I need a black logo, not a yellow. Load us some black in here, and then we'll be able to see how big the logo is going to come out. And here goes our extruder. And I'm not positive on this. I'm not sure if it's going to turn out that great. I'm going to try my best to cut it so I don't flatten it out, but I'm not sure this logo is going to look too great. I might have to do my own little finishing touches on it. And it looks okay. It does need a little bit of work on it, so I'm going to do some touch-ups. Kind of give it some wings. And even then, it's still incredibly hard to do this because it's so small. So that's the only complaint I have about this set, is that it is so small to do the detail on these characters. Alright, so there's our little bat, but we need a yellow background for the logo. So let me see what I can't do for that. Let's try this out. Give Batman a big logo on his chest. There we go. Batman. Batman and his logo from the extruder. And you can cut out some of this between his legs, but remember that some of it is his cape, so you don't want to take it all out. So you want to leave his cape and just kind of clean him up. So that's all 4 characters, and you get to see the extruder. But the only thing we haven't showed you yet is our Batmobile. All right, here's our Batmobile, and it has 2 sets of wheels on here, and these should just snap right in. And they do. Very simple. And now your Batmobile actually rolls. And this part lifts up so you can put one of your characters in there. So here's Batman. And Batman actually slides underneath. And then you can clip down the front, and then he drives off. So that is pretty neat. There's your Batmobile with Batman inside. Alright, so now we're going to get to decorating Lightning McQueen and give him his own little Batman twist. Since we have all the tools from that Play-Doh set, it should make it a little bit easier for us to do it. So first off, let's go ahead and get him a logo, because that's the main part of Batman. And then we can test out the extruder on making him a bat symbol again. Alright, and our Play-Doh extruder right here with some black Play-Doh in it. There's our Batman logo from the extruder. We're gonna have to fix it up a little bit. Alright, so it's hard to make that logo with that extruder. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think I could make a logo better than the extruder. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and try it because that just does not look like a Batman logo. You know, it's just too hard to shape it out of the extruder. So let's make our own logo instead, and we should be able to just piece it together. All right, curve that in. Hope that we can get this logo better than that extruder. And I do think that came out better than the extruder. At least we can tell that this is a bat somewhat. I don't know, you guys have to let me know what you think. Whether you like the extruder one better or the one I made. But I do think that you can make your own if you spent the time really good. So, Batman Lightning McQueen right there. And we might as well give him a cape. I don't see why not. So we'll use a roller. I'm gonna kind of fix him up here. Put his mask on him and everything. There we go. Now, just some finishing touches. I didn't want to cover up his whole front because I really wanted to use the logo on him. But you could have put Play-Doh all over the front of him and went that route. But I want to kind of give him a cape coming off the back here. Kind of an all-in-one type deal. Cover the rest of Lightning McQueen's sides up. And actually, let's go ahead and look. Let's see how he looks if we just do all black on the front end of him. You won't be able to tell it's Lightning McQueen at all, but you know, he might look a little cooler because he'll be blacked out. All right, so let's cut off the bottom part, shape up his eyes. And then put his logo back on him. And there's the Batmobile Batman Lightning McQueen. And for our last character, we're gonna decorate it on Elsa. For you girls out there that like the Frozen dolls, I figured why not decorate her since we did the boy stuff on the car. So let me go ahead, I'm just gonna do an emblem on her chest. I'm gonna give her the Batman logo, Batgirl Elsa, I guess you could call it. And she's gonna need one a little bit larger because she's bigger than Lightning McQueen. So I'm gonna show you how it would look on Elsa. There we go. And let's get the logo on her. I can get it up. And I just made this logo for her. And there's Elsa's Batman logo. We've got Batman and Bat Elsa. And we've got Lightning McQueen. Let me know which one you like the best. We also have the Catwoman back here. And Commissioner James Gordon. And the Penguin, whose hat just fell off. Alright guys, that's it for our Batman Play-Doh playset. Don't forget to let me know which one of these characters was your favorite. And hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see some more Play-Doh action, let us know. This is Disney Cars Toy Club, and thanks for watching.